Welcome to a little bit of Common Crazy. Today I'm going to share with you my back to school tips. Hi, my name is Jennifer, and my goal here is to try to find more calm in all the crazy and put some order to the chaos. And the tips that I'm sharing with you today will absolutely help put some calm in that crazy with all this back to school stuff going on. But before we even get started, if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you click that little bell, that is how you're notified every time that I upload a video. Two of my kids attend public school, but they attend two separate schools with two different start times and end times. And then I homeschool my oldest child. So our schedule can be a little bit crazy. But with these tips and strategies that I'm sharing with you, I have found that it is much more manageable and things run more smoothly if I stick to these tips and strategies. So let's get right on into it. First, have a routine set up for each of your kids. And it might look the same or it might look differently depending on what your needs are in your household. For us, everyone has a slightly different morning routine. We have the basics where you get up, make your bed, get dressed, eat breakfast, fix your hair, brush your teeth. Those are our basic things. But my daughter actually has a little bit of a later start day than my youngest son, and so it is easier for her to practice her piano in the morning than it is in the afternoon. So that is part of her morning routine. So just find what works best for each child and for you within your home. In the past, I have had my morning routine listed out for my kids so they could see what they needed to do. But this year I am trying something different. I have typed up everything that they need to do. I'm laminating it all so that they can just take a dry erase marker and check off as they complete each task. By doing this, I'm hoping that it will help them stay on task a little bit better. If you set up a routine, you will find that things will have a much better flow in the morning. My second tip is to prepare the night before. There are a couple things that we do every night to make sure that we are ready for the next day. The first is I have my kids set out their clothes that they are going to wear the next day. That way they don't even have to think about it. Now my little two actually wear school uniforms, so you think that would not be a big deal, but if they already have the shirt and bottoms that they are going to wear, it just keeps the morning running even more smoothly. The second is we make lunches the night before. And the reason for this is, again, I don't want to have that stress of worrying about the lunch in the morning when things are already a little bit crazy and a little bit hectic. So I go ahead and I get everything ready and I just stick it right back into the fridge, ready to stick into their lunch boxes the next morning. The last thing that I do to help prepare is if there are any forms or paperwork or anything like that that I need to fill out, I make sure I do those the night before and already have them in their folder or whatever it is so that, again, I'm not having to worry about it in the morning when things are crazy. My third tip is to have a homework station. Everything that your kids would need while they're doing their homework. So I have a caddy that has rulers and glue, scissors, pencils, gum, because they even like to chew gum while they're doing their homework, and I can just pull that right out and set it on the table. I also have a binder where I keep extra notebook paper. That way if they need that, it is right there for them as well. They don't have to go searching for anything. Everything that they need to complete a project will be just right there. I just pull everything out, set it in the middle of the table, and they are able to get straight to work. That way we're spending more time getting the homework done and less time looking for the items that they need in order to do the homework. Tip number 4, have a school binder. I started implementing a binder a couple years ago and I found that it has been the best thing for me. So in my binder, I keep all the important papers, I keep schedules, I keep information about field trips or anything like that that I need to know about that child within that school. I will also keep graded papers for a grading period. That way, if there are any sort of discrepancies between what the teacher has put down or what we have seen that comes home, I can address those as well. What I love about having a binder is everything that I need for my kids for school is all found in one location. And so even if my husband wants to know something, he knows exactly where to go look for it. If he wants to know what time do they eat lunch or when do they have particular specials throughout the week, he's able to go look into that binder and know that everything is in there. And the same is true as if we ever go out of town and I have somebody else helping me, I can pull out the school binder and everything that they need will be just right inside. My fifth tip is to have a place to put particular things. So what I'm talking about is have a place for backpacks and shoes, because those are the two things you do not want to be looking for the next day. So we do have an area where my kids can go and hang up their backpacks, and that's where their lunch boxes go as well. And then I have a basket that is just right when you come into our back door from our garage that my kids put their shoes. So all they have to do is get dressed, grab their socks, and they know exactly where their shoes are every day. By doing that, we are not searching for those items in the morning. I have one bonus tip for you, and this is a little bit different, but if you have kids that are doing spelling test, that is a little bit time consuming on your part sometimes if you're having to call out the words and wait for them to spell. So my last tip would be to use a website called spellingcity.com. They have a premium that you can pay for, but there's also a part of it that you can use absolutely for free. And to be honest, that's what I use. So you can go in, create an account, and then at the beginning of the week when your child gets their spelling words, you go in, you create the list. They can then go in throughout the week and play different games or do different practices to help them with their words. And then towards the end of the week, when they're getting ready for their spelling test, you can have them take a pre-spelling test on spellingcity.com and see what they know. It'll show you exactly how they spelled it. Did they misspell it? Do they know it? Can they retry it? All those things. It will be such a lifesaver on your time to take the time at the beginning of the week to do that, because sometimes we are rushing around with multiple kids trying to get everything done and help everyone with everything, and this takes one less thing off of your plate. I absolutely love using spellingcity.com. I promise you, it is not sponsored by them. I just really like it and have found it to be a time saver for me in the afternoons, which we know can also be super crazy. I would love to hear if you have any tips you would like to add to this. Leave those in the comments below. Don't forget, I do post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I would love for you to give this video a big thumbs up. And please, before you go, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.